Hello and welcome to episode 23 of The Edge. It's been a few months since episode 22, that's because of real life commitments and website commitments and all sorts of real worldy stuff and all that lot. But we are back, it is now November, just after Halloween, and we've got a full packed out show for you with some of the best reviews I've scoured through the net and found over the last week by you, the gamers. So without further ado, we'll kick straight into our first video.
Okay then, so Batman begins with John Rittman, who basically had a word with the guys at Ocean and spoke to David Ward and said, look guys, why not make a Batman game? David Ward apparently ran around the Ocean office singing the Batman theme tune, and it went from there. Their first game was basically Batman, an isometric adventure, followed up by a cool cartoon game, and then a piece on the movie, but the first one we'll be looking at is Batman on the Spectrum. Now this was basically an isometric adventure, and the idea was you had to search for the missing parts of your Batmobile, although it wasn't a Batmobile. Apologies for the weird light on this was taken quite a while ago, but as you can see it's got some really nice sprites. It's also, apart from Batman, it's nothing really in common with the actual Batman series. This was just a classic idea of, basically we'll just take the license because potentially he's popular, and at the time the license didn't cost that much to earn, and we'll go from there. So anyway, as you can see here, basically there's a variety of different objects that Batman needs to pick up, and once he's got them all, it makes his quest for the Batmobile that little bit easier. So he's got a bag at the moment, and you can use that to store things, but you can also jump. I think, look, he's just going to get the bat boots now. But it's a really nice little game, and this basically, this was done with Bernie Drummond, and John Rittman's project after this was the amazing Head Over Heels. But you can pick it. This is obviously the Amstrad version. I've chosen this one because it just looks far nicer than the other 8-bit systems that are available. The Commodore 64 isometric games are never any good on that, and the Specky one, while it looks nice and detailed, it's all monochrome, so it's always nice to have a little bit of colour. But it's a really nice little game. Right then, now this is quite interesting. Batman the Cape Crusader is basically split into two parts, and the first one involves fighting the Penguin. The second one's the Joker. And one of the things that makes it work so well is that they've really captured the spirit of the original cartoon. So you've got obviously all these nice panels that overlay. There's a nice little system which allows you to manipulate objects and that. This is actually the Spectrum version. It's really slick as well. They've done a really good job with it. It's actually by a company called Special Effects, which is an offshoot part of Ocean. And you just basically have to go around and basically pick up the Batarang now, and then you'll be able to basically attack people. And you just have to do as with Batman and basically stop the Penguin. It's pretty much another arcade adventure. There's very simple puzzles that you have to solve. So you'll need a certain key in order to open a certain door. You'll need like a computer disk to turn on a computer. All very simplistic stuff, but it works surprisingly well. So again, as you can see, basically you hit these goons, they'll spin out of control, allowing you to get by them. But again, it's really slick. Batman moves at a nice quick pace, fairly detailed graphics, and again, this was another really popular game for Ocean, and it proved that there was plenty of interest in Batman. Now, this is based on the movie. Now, there was quite a lot of variations on this. This is the 8-bit one we're looking at, and this is the Amstrad version. Now, what you'll find with a lot of Ocean games is that a lot of the levels have they're all mini games. They mostly don't have a lot in common with each other, and the reason behind that is because we were recently told by Ocean's Gary Gracie, who was basically in charge of management there, that what they do is they look at a script and they try and find if there was at least 5 key scenes that they thought would make good games, then they'd basically buy it up and they'd get the license for it. So to begin with, you're in platform mode. There's the Joker going down into the vat. It loosely follows the plot of the film, and this is really cool. Basically, you go along the Batmobile. You have to basically get to the base as quick as you can, dodging all the traffic. And you've got a nice little touch where you can swing out your Batmobile boat and basically go around to the next level. Now, fans of the Amiga and ST will remember this having an absolutely awesome 3D section, and just really, really well done. Basically, really gobsmacking graphics, and you just went into the screen. But unfortunately, I couldn't get that working, so we'll have to look at that another time. Here's another mini game. Basically, you're trying to find now the combination for the gas, so you can stop it. And the idea here is obviously you've got so many choices, it will tell you how many combinations you've got right, and it's just a case of working out which one it is. So there you go, we've done it, and now we're on to the final section. And again, this is very similar to the Batmobile, but this time you have to go around and use a Batwing to basically get rid of the balloons. Now obviously, as you can see, I've messed this up initially, but you have to basically cut the strings. And that's it really. So what we'll do is we'll look at some more Batman games hopefully later, as soon as I can track down the later games, because they're obviously all on the other systems, and I'll have
This is Kratos. I'll be reviewing Star Wars Rogue Leader, Rogue Squadron 2 for the GameCube. This is an awesome game. I bought this used at GameStop. I had both versions, or I'm sorry, the sequel, this one, and I think it's Rebel Strike for the GameCube, which I liked that one better because you could walk around on foot, and it like replaced the older missions, but like from a different point of view, which I thought was pretty neat. For this being on the GameCube, this is actually a very good looking game. It looks fantastic. Probably one of the best looking games to me, second only to Resident Evil 4, which I also had and intend to rebuy as soon as possible. This, of course, is a flying game. You can fly the X-Wing, the Y-Wing. When you beat the levels, you earn medals, a bronze medal, silver medal, gold, platinum. And the more points you get, you can unlock secret levels, bonus levels. You can replay older missions using a different ship. You can unlock new ships like the Naboo Starfighter, the Millennium Falcon. You can even fly TIE fighters, including Vader's ultimate TIE fighter, which is pretty cool. This game, for most good players, is actually relatively short. For me, I'm not a good player, or at least not with this. It took me forever. The best I can do on any level is a silver. Okay, I have a hard time getting gold, and if I'm lucky, I'll get a platinum. And I mean damn lucky. But my lack of skills aside, this is a very fun game. And if you don't have it, I suggest you pick it up or at least rent it. That's my review of Star Wars Rebel Strike. If you have questions, please comment, rate, and subscribe. And I will see you next video.
We've picked up a new group of signals. Enemy fighters coming your way.
Hey again everybody, it's Brad Owens from owensdomain.com here with my new favorite toy, DJ Hero. I have been following DJ Hero since day one, since it was just an idea. I'm so excited when Activision, the people who make Guitar Hero, picked it up and took it on its way. It has so many incredibly famous DJs that were working on it, making their own incredible mixes. So overall, I think this game has a big shot. Let's start with the hardware. I did an unboxing earlier when I took everything out of the box. It's pretty simple. It's got this in it, and the game. When I was doing an unboxing, you may have noticed that this one, I guess, flap up here, where the Wiimotes for the Wii version goes in, is a little bit unstable. It's not in there all the way, but after talking to Activision about it, it actually comes off anyway. So you can play with or without it in here. I had trouble getting it in there with the wrist strap included, the lanyard or whatever they call it. So I took it off, and now it's actually in there. Fits pretty well now. So you got your jog wheel, you got buttons on it, you got the fader, effects knob, euphoria button, joystick to get around the menus. It's pretty much all you need. On the back you have this nice little unlock button that flips it around so you can play with your left hand or you can play with your right hand. It's great that it actually works both ways. I'm glad they thought of that one. Me, I can control the fader a little bit better with my right hand, but I tried it with my left hand. It's not too bad. So I guess getting into gameplay, you start out doing all of the tutorials that they have, and it starts you out from basics. Hey, this is a turntable. This is the buttons you need to press. And it takes you all the way up through, just forward scratching, reverse scratching, showing you how to use Euphoria, showing you how to use the effects knob. It's great. It walked me through everything. I knew exactly what I needed to do. I learned a lot of things doing that, mostly about the controller. The buttons. You have to be right in the center of the button when you're pushing it. I started out, I just had my finger on the tip, since this is how I put my hand on it. Had my finger on the tip, just kind of pushing it down. It didn't push down all the way. It didn't register with the game. So you have to make sure you're right in the middle of it to actually get a good reading, I guess. Another thing I found, this platter has got a lot of inertia to it. So when it's sitting still, it wants to stay still. So you really have to get into it to make it start moving. And it goes. It takes a while to stop. It'll start cruising on there, and you can feel it. So the problem is when you start to scratch, it may, take a little while to get used to with how much you actually push it back and forth. So what I did to help me out is I actually put my thumb out here on the side, and when I'm pushing it, I can use my whole hand instead of just one finger. So it helps out a lot that way. I guess another thing I found was actually pretty difficult for me using the fader. You'd be surprised. I am a DJ in the past. I used to have, CDJ 800 Pioneer mixer or turntables that I used to scratch. They basically feel exactly like this. A little bit less weight to them, a little bit less realistic than this one, if you can believe that. But I used to be fine with that, but it actually was a little difficult for me to get the faders back and forth. One, I guess, big thing that I noticed about the game is easy is easy. There's basically just button pushing and a couple little free scratch zones. Medium steps it up a little bit, throws in a lot of fader movement. Hard, don't even ask me about hard yet. You'd think with my background I'd be pretty good at it. But it takes a lot of coordination. When you're doing it on the fly and it's all in your head and you can, predict where you're going to go, it's incredibly easy, like when you're doing it live. But when you're actually playing this game and you have to go the way their DJs think it up, if you're not on the same wavelength as the DJ, it could be a little bit difficult for you. But, just follow along. I got it after maybe 10 minutes. The second time playing every song, I was perfectly fine. The cool thing about DJ Hero compared to Guitar Hero, if you mess up a bunch in Guitar Hero, you're done. And it fails the song and you're out. With DJ Hero, it just gets silence. So, in a musically based game, not exactly the best reward. So you get used to it. One of the cool things I found, party mode. It's a little difficult to figure out how to get into party mode when you first start it. What party mode is, just plays out the entire set list and you get to listen to these awesome DJs mixes, and you don't have to play along if you don't want to. What you do to get that is you press and hold this Euphoria button right here, and after about 5 seconds it'll switch in and you'll be playing in party mode. Just to get out of that, if you want to have a party and you have this set up and you're playing around and you're like, oh cool, let me show you DJ Hero, you just touch the Euphoria button, you're back in, you're playing the game. Really, really sweet, really good idea by them. So overall, I'm really impressed with this game. I would be, hard-pressed to find another one I'm as excited about. I thought I was a 13-year-old kid, and you can ask all my friends. I was so pumped for this game to come out. So now that I got it, I'm going to try and master that, and I think all of you should go out and find it as well. I'm going to put a link to the cheapest place I found it. It's actually on Amazon. You get it pretty cheap. They sent it to me because I got it on pre-order. You get $10 extra to put towards any game. Activision actually throws in $5 off any Guitar Hero or any other game that they have too, so that's a pretty good bonus. So overall, great game. Go out and get it. I'll get you a link at the bottom of this, and let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you did, and throw up what your online name is too, and we'll battle at some point. This is Brad Owens from owensdomain.com, and check back again to follow along with us. Talk to you then.
Rated M for mature. Xbox 360 Elite, now $100 off.
Don't move, Unis.
Military Madness Nectaris is a recently released turn-based strategy game available on the XBLA and soon on the PSN and WiiWare. It is a remake of Military Madness on the TurboGrafx, just with updated 3D graphics and online multiplayer. Now, although I like turn-based strategy games, this game was far too slow-paced for me. The game style is really simple. You move a unit, then you attack. You do this in order to kill all the opponent's units and capture the base. The only saving grace for this game is its multiplayer. It is fun to be able to play with someone who's actually thinking. Now, I can imagine this appealing to a select few, but I wouldn't recommend this to people who don't know what these games are like. If you want some turn-based strategy goodness, try Warhammer 40k Squad Commander, or better yet, one of the Civ games. Now, it's a pretty short review, but I think the gameplay will speak volumes, so I'll leave the recorded footage going so you can see what it's like for yourself.
There you go, full 30-minute show there, some great little videos done by you, the gamer. I'd like to thank everybody who's actually been showcased on the show. You can find most of them at YouTube. I'd especially like to thank Brental Floss for the upcoming parody, because it's an absolute stonker, you're going to love it. In the meantime though, if you want to email us in any messages, you can mail us at theedge@thetotalgamer.com. That's theedge@thetotalgamer.com. Additionally, you can leave us some feedback on iTunes if you've downloaded it via the iTunes applet, or you could leave us a comment on the front page at thetotalgamer.com, where you can also find some other great shows like the Okata and Danny Show and Gaming Unlimited, as well as Worth Your Universe by Dan Van Dam. Some great shows. We've also got a video sharing section and a 24/7 gaming net radio where you can find not only our own shows but some other great podcasts as well. In the meantime though, this has been episode 23 of The Edge. I've been your host Mindwipe, and until next time, as I promised, here's a Brental Floss parody, one of the best ones he's done so far. Take care folks, bye for now.
Do you recognize this music? Well, duh. Why? 'Cause it's the motherfucking Legend of Zelda. Here we go now, I'm an old man and this cave is my home. Take this, it's dangerous to go alone. Now journey across a spooky land. You hold in your hand a sword that shoots laser beams. Won't you feel like a man, dressed up like Peter Pan, on a quest greater than your dreams, then your dreams, then your dreams. Dreaming, demon, demon, go Link. From here to over there, you'll find Ganon's land. Come on, it's your destiny. Trust the hero inside. But if you're terrified, purchase the strategy guide from me. $14 also tax. Here you go now, Zelda is helpless and distraught, but mostly she's hot. So hurry, just steady thy course. Go find that Triforce, then take it by force, and maybe she'll touch your wang, touch your wang, touch your thing, ring a ding a ling, go Link, get your man.